Okay. Hello, everyone. I welcome you all to the 5th Wellness webinar. We are in conversation with Dr. Anupam Srivastav, who's the director of the National Academy of Ayurveda. And we are very, very privileged to have him with us at this event today. This is the 5th Wellness webinar of the Balance series, an initiative undertaken by Butterfly Ayurveda during this time of the pandemic and the subsequent lockdown. Hello, sir.
Hi. Should I start?
Yeah, I'll just tell everyone a little bit about you.
Yeah.
A very warm welcome, sir. So here is a little bit about Dr. Anupam Srivastav. He is the director of the National Academy of Ayurveda. He specializes in Ayurvedic medicine and Ras Shastra. His expertise lies in Ayush drug regulations, commerce, and patents. He has extensive experience in clinical and drug research. In his career of over 28 years, he's been co-principal investigator in an SOP project with the Government of India at CRIA, Kolkata, and also a notified expert to audit premises for WHO GMP certifications for manufacturing of Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani drugs, and also Ayush products. He's written several national, international papers, drafted clinical practices and guidelines for ASU drugs, and also has assisted in drafting the essential drug list for Ayurveda. He has represented the Ministry of Ayush as a technical expert in conferences all over the world, including United States of America, Brazil, South Korea, Belgium, Germany, and so forth, so on and so forth. Also an expert on ASU drug regulations in Malaysia. Sir, we know that the WHO announced COVID-19 to be a global emergency on 30th of January 2020. And after that, 1.5 months later, the government of India announced the lockdown, after which we had 4 to 5 lockdowns. And ever since, there has been a lockdown and lockdown phase, which has been on, totally dependent upon the number of cases prevalent in different areas. And definitely the government of India has done some fantastic work. But undoubtedly, this pandemic and the lockdown has affected every aspect of human life, whether it is financial, whether it is work-wise, psychological, emotional health, physical health, family, relationships, the social life, and even how we live our day-to-day life. You know, now we are always so careful about each and everything that we do. You know, sanitization has become a very, very prime thing. We are wearing masks and talking to each other. Even how we aspire to be, you know, how we think, how we work, how we function. A lot of things have changed over these past few months. And undoubtedly, once again, I think the biggest impact has been on the supply chains of different businesses. And we are here to talk about the impact of COVID, the socio-economic and psychological impact of COVID-19 on the primary, secondary, and the tertiary sectors. From the farmers and growers who've been impacted, we know a lot of them were not able to harvest their crop on time. A lot of them had to hoard their crops and they were not able to sell it. Moreover, the produce could not reach the manufacturing sector on time, due to which there were a lot of delays and a lot of loss, wastage, migrant laborers going back home to their families. A lot of work came to a complete standstill. And even the consumer's demand has been shifting from non-essential to a very essential items perspective, and even the way they live. As far as the tertiary sector is concerned, it's received a very mixed bag of impact. There are certain services which have been very high on demand right now, especially when it comes to doctor services or even mental health services. And the demand is so much that the supply is not able to meet that demand. But at the same time, there have been a lot of services which have received a complete lash, we see that the travel industry and the hospitality industry specifically have received a complete blow. So there is only so much that we know, and you being a part of the Ministry of Ayush have so much more insight to all of this. And I'm glad, and it's an honor to have you at this event. So please enlighten us, and from here you can please begin. Thank you, sir. Sir, we can't hear you. You are on mute. You will have to unmute yourself.
Sorry. Thank you, Akshi, for the detailed description. You have done a lot of praise for me and elaborated all this, this thing, na? Biosketch. It is a simple contribution to the system. This is nothing else. And when you enter the system, it happens. The system itself adopts you as per your preferences, as per your understanding of the subject. It is nothing much contribution from my end. It is we are part. Anyway, you have already explained about what primary, secondary, tertiary sectors are there. It's good. But if you start from, I am at a strange paradox when we are discussing this effect, when we are traveling in unlock 2, entire country, and somehow we are on a staggered lockdown system is being imparted somewhere. And that too, again, I am being a scholar of Ayurveda, a student of Ayurveda, being asked to talk on topic. I'll be requested on primary, secondary, tertiary, socio-economic. This is not my cup of tea, frankly speaking. But definitely I will share my experiences as a layman, or somehow I will try to jump to my sector, being you all in my sector. Anyway, if you travel, yes, I stop my talking and sharing what I have in my mind. I will talk extempore. I don't have anything to show you.
Yes.
If you talk, if you go down the memory lane, you rightly said it in a late of the March, the WHO itself declared the pandemic, and then the cases started of this SARS-2 COVID-19 since early January or mid of the February in India itself. Though the numbers were small, though no numbers were not very much, and since then we have traveled a lot on a knowledge lane. In terms like we got the understanding it is the RNA virus, it has a 4 strain, beta strain is more important. We got the information. This virus attacks the human body, human cell. There is a cytokinin storm is there when its RNA gets lodged to the human cell. Cytokinin storm further brings out the inflammatory change in the cell structure. Then again it happens that there's inflammatory changes happens and the cell functionality is disrupted. So briefly, this is a way how this virus travels in the body. This is simply way. And then we try to curb this situation, to regulate this situation through medical interventions and through other procedures also. If you talk about the contemporary science about the COVID-19, there has been a lot of attempts made by the researchers, by the practitioners, health line workers, medicinal intervention in terms of this hydroxychloroquine, remdesivir, or this Pen-Flu-like medicine, and definitely still the knowledge and the treatment is underway. We are not able to say with 100% conformity that this treatment is really fruitful or this treatment is ultimate for the curing or the curbing this virus. If you talk to the contemporary science, other than contemporary science in a traditional system, what you call, or the Ayurveda system and Ayush system, the medicine, the approach has been a bit different. There are n numbers of the candidates. There are the n numbers of the drugs, n number of the formulations are available, which are supposed to, and which are not supposed, which enhances your innate immunity. Here, when there is any infection, we all know, and there is so much information is already available in the media. Everybody at least knows the immunity plays important role in a exacerbation or the suffering of the disease. So there are a huge battery of the drugs, battery of the therapeutic components are there, which play a good role in the stoppage and side by side increasing your immunity. This could be right from ashwagandha, it could be Tinnospora, it could be Ayush 64. There are batteries. These are the most or most focused items or focus considered for the management, along with yoga. Because when you talk about the Ayush systems or in particular Ayurveda system, it usually talks about the holistic approach. We don't only treat a disease. When you talk about the treatment, we talk about the complete package. Complete package, if you talk in terms of Sanskrita, which is a basic text of language of this Ayurveda system, it says Rogi Rog Pariksha. We not only treat the rog, means disease, we also consider about the rogi, that is the patient. What happens in that case? When you treat about the body of the temperament of the patient, when you take the strength of the patient, when you see what is the digestive power of the patient, what is its immunity level, n number of things are there which needs to be explored in the patient. In addition, accordingly, as per his temperament, as per his disease, those predominance, we give the medicine. So this way we see in totality. In addition, we give these do's and don'ts. We have a huge list of do's and don'ts. What should be eaten, what should be not eaten, in this condition, in that condition. A complete holistic approach. What should be a lifestyle. In addition, we club yoga also.
Yeah.
You are seeing there is a n number of houses has cropped in this even pandemic period earlier also for them yoga. This has a very good effect on this thing, clearing your nasal passage. It is enhancing your even innate immunity also. There are a number of the claim. I'm not going into detail of that. So this way we offer this treatment, the therapeutic treatment, do's and don'ts, and also with this yoga package. And if you talk, there has been proven that if you do gandush, we call in Sanskrit, pooling of oil in the mouth, it stops we all know now the information is available what is the route of the travel of this virus. So mostly it is seen, though all information, all the medicinal approach is not complete. It goes through throat, it goes through eye, it goes through your nasal mucosa. So we accordingly, and the studies has shown also. China has shown, yes, when you pull, when you keep oil drops in your nostril, it works as a biofilm. It is a proven clinical research and it stops the progression of the disease. Even you see, when you talk about the muletti, Glycyrrhizia glabra, or you take the this turmeric water, when you do the gargle, it is we call it gandush. When you do the gargle or even oil pulling, it stops. It stops the further growth because initially it lodges the throat, then it travels a different part. That is a basic story how we manage this pandemic, and still we are, because you know our PM has a great focus, has encouraged the sector a lot in each and every his speak. Either he is talking on Mann Ki Baat or he is addressing the nation. Many a times he has referred in Ayush systems or Ayurveda system for the management. So all the time he has given a lot of focus for this system. So therefore, there has been resurgence of the interest in the sector. I am happy to inform you that after when the 7-line statement Satpadi was from the Prime Minister, our site crashed. You will be astonished. Our site was crashed with a search. So this was the interest in the public about the system. So these are very briefly about the system. Now I talk this what pandemic is doing. Pandemic has interrupted not only the health, it is turmoil effect of economy. Economy has gone to minus level. If you talk the GDP, now it is, that's why I said now we are unlocked to, now we are crawling. Now gradually we are trying, because lockdown could not be an option. Now we are trying to revive the economy. You can't live in a closed room for a long. Ultimately, its economy has to be propelled. So this COVID has forced us to stay in our houses, and this has also done a lot of impact on your social and psychological impact in the common people. And if you talk the impact on this economy, it has affected worse than 2008. There was a sluggish sector was there. It is more than that. It has created distrust among the nations. Trust deficit is among the nation. There is a no collaborative, you call trust deficit, you call this thing, this is a strained relation between the countries and a strained the sharing of the information. I should not speak of being a government, this thing, official, but if the sharing was done in a very initial level by the countries about this, this could be better picture for the entire world. So COVID has strained the relation. It has impacted, it has given impact. Even ILO study, if you talk about the ILO studies, it has shown around 300 to 500 million laborers involved in informal economy are going to be hit worst. They are going to be more poorer. This is a study. The impact is so vast on the economy. It is beyond expectations. Health is another aspect. Yes, life is a precious. But in addition, your economy is gone to minus. Now it is predicted by the various steps by our government, finance minister, pooling of the money from the thing as a aid. This has now, it is okay, one digit, probably 2 to 3. I'm not expert on that, how the GDP will go. But definitely it has impacted our GDP in very much. And if you see what the impact has happened in different sectors, I start this way. In a primary sector, when you talk about the primary sector, basically the sector is concerned about the raw material, either production or the houses involved in the raw material or the people involved in the raw material. Basically, there is a resilience in agriculture sector. You see, there the raw material market there's a drop in the commodity price by 20% because in the lockdown period, there was no demand. Demand was the restaurants were closed, whereas the other demands were completely closed. There was a drop in commodity demand. There has a high impact on the perishable items like meat, like milk. There's a high impact. These are the perishable items. This cannot be sold. This cannot be transported in and across the country. There was no export of the shrimps, fishes, poultry items. There was a misbelief. I always say there should be proper information sharing in the country and across the country, because there was some myth that there is the use of the non-veg, particularly if you take the chicken, if you use the egg. This misinformation or wrong information also compounded the situation. There was a high impact on this poultry. Namakal, if you see the Namakal market, there was a lowest price of the egg. Entire history of the Namakal market, egg prices. Shrimps export were finished. Nothing was exported to US and UK as per my understanding. The tribal community, you talk about the tribal community which is involved in the non-timber forest products like Tindu leaf, like Mahua leaves. They were completely lost in this lockdown. There was no motion. The people were caged. This helped to those quarantine period or isolation helped, but the people were caged for the work. This all were shattered. You talk about the flowering season. The Tamil Nadu, this is the flowering season. The huge market of the flower business was shattered. Though the demand was there, but the traveling was restricted. There was no travel. This all industry headed badly. Rabi crop, you say that is a time of, there are two crops are Rabi and Kharif crops are there. These are the time for harvesting of Rabi crop. Now we have partially opened this thing, but it affected like anything. The labor shifted. The labor shifted from their work. They went back to their to home places. They were quarantined. They were isolated. The lockdown was there. They are not able to move, and there was a panic. There was a panic between them. If you talk by the international reconstruction of this thing, rural institution of USA, it says the travel of the infection is through travel mode. The spread of this infection travels through this mode. So this displaced labor, I don't say migrant word, I say only displaced labor, has not only affected your primary sector being depart from their workplace back to their home, but they have traveled the infection up to certain extent. Because you see, when you see the national graph, the how the cases shoot up. Initially days there when the lockdown was there, the cases, the tracing was also less, and the cases are also less. When there was a there was a transfer of these labor community. There were people started moving from their workplace to their native places, either the service class, lower service class, or the labor. This all started the increase in the number of the cases. So this way we see that there is a high impact on primary sector. Primary sector is badly affected. Though I will talk later, our finance minister has pulled down a handsome money for that. But we talk secondary sector, there's a disruption in supply chain, what you said. Though there was demand was limited, but there was a disruption, complete disruption of supply chain. The products were available in the manufacturing site, but it could not be transported in the market, and from the market to the end user. There's a problem. There was a defined problem. If you see, there is a study which says more than 1.2% of entire chemical industry got affected with this COVID of 3 to 4 months of this lockdown period. This has 1.2%, more than 1.2%. This is a huge amount. It looks very small, but a huge amount of the chemical industries got affected. And the supply chain was excessively, this was disrupted. We see the tertiary sector. The impact is huge impact. You start for tertiary sector right from the teaching up to the aviation ministry. You see all the education system right from primary schools, schooling, graduation, professional courses, research, all they stopped. Though we tried to take some other way like online schooling from the kids, from the even degree courses, but that not has the efforts have been suboptimal. Still we are running. India, our country is not transformed in that stage where we can entirely depend or entirely we get from this web teaching. Is still things has to come, and where there, if you talk about the medical system, yes, telemedicine is a good option, but when you talk our system, either in Ayurveda or contemporary science, everything could not be done on this teaching mode through web mode. It is a personalized teaching, it is a personalized experience which is being imparted from the seniors to teachers. Education has stopped. There was a data, when you talk about the data, there was a data about the New Year. For 1 month, 4-week lockdown, it costed, in a month of March and April, it costed loss of $1 billion. This all study has been done. If you see, this study has been done, $1 billion for the 1 week, 1 month, 4 weeks has costed this much. Research, you see the research. When you talk about the teaching, you talk about the research. Research has been stopped. Only the focus of the research is being made on the COVID or related virology. Other systems, other angles, other the research areas has been not been focused as it was done prior to COVID. Our entire country, entire world rather is focusing on the research to virology. Other system has been also not been taken so. Conferences, seminars, symposia, workshop, all this has stopped. And these were not only the sharing of the knowledge, it was a networking also. There was informal meetings which even resulted more than what is the outcome from the seminar. This networking has stopped. This only could be done when there is one-to-one meeting. This all has disrupted. Nothing could be gained from this thing. Hospitality. You see the hospitality sector badly affected. There is a data. You talk about everybody knows the Marriott International. They have a staff of more than 1 lakh people, 1.2 or 1. There's some studies there. I cannot recall the exact number, but definitely it is more than 1 lakh. Out of them, they have allowed 10,000 of the workers for the furlough. The impact has been so huge. Impact has been hospitality so huge. You see Oyo Group says on the verge of complete collapse. They are keeping their employees. They are almost on the end of, because lockdown has affected everything. People are there. The services could not be utilized. You come to health sector, our sector, entire focus, battery of the health system is towards the management of the COVID, management of the SARS or influenza-like symptoms. Everybody aims, you talk about aims, the highest institution, you talk about the primary health center, you talk about the CSCs, you talk about the tertiary healthcare, all are focused to the way. What happens? The other sufferers like diabetes, like cardiovascular problem, like asthma people, and there's a mimicry with the asthma and this respiratory problem. We all know this COVID is this again creates a panic. This again is a problem, and this also happens in a way. The focus, these people are not moving. The people are afraid to move to hospital. That if I go to hospital for treatment of my diabetes, if I go for treatment for my cardiovascular problem, if I am having a mild angina, I will get infected with a COVID. So this also has impacted, and there's a huge pressure. Believe me, there's a huge pressure in the health sector. There are the flow, now the flow of the patient in this case. We should accept. We should accept. Yes, we are still deficient of the health facilities. Even the countries like America, where is a demand of more than 5 lakhs of the ventilator, it is having hardly 3.2 lakhs of the ventilator. Even the country like America is having deficit on the health facility, that is ventilator. This is more important. So definitely we are doing our best. Now we will discuss what the technology is going, but there is a huge pressure. Our system, health system is strained. Less availability of the masks. Now we should thank to our government that now we are in position to have a good number of N95 masks. We have PP kits. Earlier we are exporting. I am talking about the lockdown. We are exporting the PP kits. Now we are exporting. Earlier we were importing. So this way we are traveling. The pharma sector you talk. 18% of API, active ingredients, were being exported, or the China or India's API, America was a buyer. Our API, very few people know, API, America was a buyer, and this completely stopped. So pharma sector also had huge bump. And you talk about the travel tourism. You have already talked. World Tour and Travel Institute has said, yes, 50 million people's job are at risk. Yes. Aviation Ministry, Aviation Ministry is completely crashed. International travel, domestic travel, now we have started. International travels, the agencies, the service providers are at the bankruptcy. They are losing like anything. There is huge losses doing. Now the guidelines are there that must be also that you should one seat should be aisle, the middle seat will be not given. Similar for the economic sector, then there was a much number of the economic seats. There is a huge impact in this aviation sector also. The traveling similarly, if you talk about the tourism, travel, all these sectors is completely finished in this. Now that's why now the government has taken the measures. Yes, we will do partial lockdown, and this is good. But simultaneously, and a cautious eye needs to be kept on all this which is happening. And we know, what everybody knows now. What should be social distancing? What should be use of masks, sanitizers? This could be only shelter till the good medicine, either from contemporary science comes, or from the Ayurveda comes, or at least you can potentiate, you can enhance your innate immunity. This is a basic route. This is a basic solution right now. If there is some sure shot vaccine comes, though there are good number of the trial, there are good number of synthetic drugs on trial. I would like to share here also, the ministry has also done with ICMR and CSIR, we have started, many places we have started the clinical trial. Because you could recall our Prime Minister's statement, he gave us the evidence. Entire when there is a challenge to your patentee. Now the challenge is your patentee also, whether you are my father or not is being challenged. Then how it could be said, yes, this medicine works, until unless you prove. We are not living in the well. Now you have to prove this, yes, this medicine works. And this was a message from our PM also. Do the exhaustive research. You will astonish to know that more than 3,000 clinical trial claims, clinical trial proposal have come to us. Ministry have identified our research council who is shorting this on a various parameters, centric parameters, and they are examining these proposals. And we have identified 4 to 5 candidates. What I said in starting, Ayush 64, Tinnospora, Ashwagandha, and Glyceraja glabra. These are the potent candidates in addition to many other interventions. Somewhere we are doing as a standalone treatment, somewhere we are doing as a immunity enhancer, somewhere with a patient where there is no symptoms. There's a different exacerbations of the disease condition. Like if you talk about the US, there is a more about the thrombus, more about the cardiovascular symptoms are there. In contrary, when you talk, the more presentation was on the hypoxial stage, because this virus, beta virus, or one of the family, might be possible. There are some strains there, it is going in mutation, and in the Asian subcontinent, there is a more, in addition to other respiratory symptoms, it is a more anosmia, like loss of the smell condition. This is more found in this regimen, in this area, you may call. So you see, accordingly, the Ayush has drafted. So we are given the permission and examining n number of the proposals on the scientific parameter, and we are also doing the community study through Ayush Sanjeevani app. I will request you from this platform also, to all your listeners and this thing, do download the Sanjeevani app, because we see n number of the people are using our drugs either through the via media or through the WhatsApp university. They are getting the information. Some are doing good, some are doing not. So you go through Sanjeevani app, download the app, and it's very simple. So we are doing a community study for 5 lakhs people. We are doing a study, and we have identified our health workers supported by our doctors. We have identified in the Delhi and across Delhi also, and in the BHU and the KGMC also, we are doing the trial. So this is another aspect. So this we see, yes, there are different exacerbations, and there could be different modes of the management or curing. Till that, we have to save ourselves from this. And what should be? I have talked. These are the problems with primary. Again, come back to my topic. The primary impact on primary. What should be our measure? Yes, we know the pandemic, the crisis is global, but definitely the solution will come from the local. What our PM also says, that's definitely. And the solution definitely would we cannot live in silos. What is happening? Information sharing is important. What I said earlier also, if it could have been done by the countries who affected earlier, the picture could have been different. But just now, we can learn. Like we learned the lockdown. Our PM has rightly taken the initiative of proper lockdown, doing lockdown at the right time. Though there is this question of debate, why couldn't start in very early? I'm not going into that detail, but definitely lockdown has helped us. Yes. Definitely, it has not curbed the number of infection, but it gave us sufficient time for the preparedness. We have prepared COVID wards. Everybody must be knowing through media. We have prepared the COVID ward. We started preparing our own PPE kit. What I said, we have started making ventilators. And number of this lockdown period gave us a recovery time for the management and proper thinking. And this recovery, if you talk about the nation, this recovery will the recovery from COVID will be dependent on how well what is your national priorities, what the country's priority, what is priority should be country, and how well you have integrated technology and health technology also, health sciences in the system. And there should be flexibility, and the government is flexibility in the technology leverage. There should be flexibility in the technology leverage. Otherwise, the situation could not be solved in a better way. What should be priority? What should be measure? To best I perceive, yes, agriculture front, rural front, I think, and government is also thinking, should be one of the priority area. Why? You see the Purchase Manager Index. This is PMI, what you call PMI index, okay, PM index. It shows what is basically relation between economic trend between the manufacturing and service sector. Economic trend between manufacturing and service sector. This shows the PMI index. And when you talk about the PMI index in a month of the February, India's PMI index was more than 50. it was around 54 point something. I'm not expertise, so I cannot recall all data, but definitely it was around 54 or 53. In comparison, US was 52. We were higher than US, and that time China was 40, 48 or 47. PMI index, PMI purchase manager index should be always good, is treated as a good when your index is more than 50%. So definitely in the February, it was definitely good because our agriculture sector, our sector, service sector, because you know, we are the people of the, it is India is a agriculture land, it was so, now it is transforming. Still more than 54% of population, rather 55, 56% of the population is dependent or related or agriculture activity. And this also accounts the 16% of the GDP of the country. More than 16.5% of the GDP of the country is dependent on the agriculture or the agriculture produce. So this sector should be one of the, and is being done also, is a focused area. Yes, government is giving the incentives to the farmers, small and medium scale farmers. Incentives are giving in terms of cash money also, in terms of seed also. And there is, since I said in starting, Rabi, harvesting of the Rabi crop was there, the labor has shifted. Now we need to develop the confidence between the displaced workers, the workers who has left due to fear of this COVID. We need to overhaul this situation by providing relief, by providing rehabilitation, by providing reconstruction. Relief, it could be monetary, it could be assistance in food. Rehabilitation, it could be, I will talk later, rehabilitation could be also done through Manrega and all that. And reconstruction, yes, he could be redeployed. I'm happy to share, you must be, everybody must be knowing, yes, in UP, Yogi ji has done a good thing. He has identified the skilled labor. He has identified the skilled labor, and that are suitably being employed, being enrolled for the works as per his skill. Next focus definitely will be industry, because the commerce only comes from the industry.
Yes.
It comes from the agriculture also, but industry. And you know, industry is fragmented. There is a fragmented structure. Most of the industry, the data is with us, 70% production by volume and 50% of the export is from medium and small scale, MSME we call. MSMEs are the major contributor of this thing. And what happens? If you see the economy, China was what doing. I should not name the country. China, like other countries, what they are doing? They are dumping. Earlier, they started dumping their raw materials, whether it is steel, whether it is iron, whether it is copper, they are dumping. Dumping means the cost of the item even less than the cost at origin of this country. Like if I produce iron in my country and I export to Malaysia, and the cost of this, my iron, or the cost of any, even you take drug, you take Ayush drug. We manufacture Ayush drug for a syrup. You see a liver syrup. Take your own syrup, liver syrup. You manufacture liver by 200 rupees. And your government is pushing this syrup in Malaysia or any X country at the rate of 150. So this government is dumping. This government is dumping its product in Malaysia. What, or in any X country? What will happen? The demand of that product being cheaper will be increased in those. So these companies, like what I named earlier, the companies has a long strategy, and these are doing since many years. They are dumping cheaper product, even product at loss, or even no profit, no loss. They are dumping their product in the country. Now the time has come, we should push our industry. You know, every cloud has a silver lining. Yes, though the COVID has impacted high in every sector we are discussing, but it will give some positive boost to us. Not I said Yes, we should start on Make in India concept, what our PM said always. We should go. Now the condition is particularly naming, if you talk about the COVID, it is said it's come from the China. Whether it is, how much is true, I am not in position to say anything confirmatory, it comes from a Chinese lab or wet market. China's affected, it comes from wet market. So there is a global consciousness about the China. The people are scared. The time the companies, the investors are moving out from China, from various sectors, from the industry, from the basic industry to lifestyle industry to other different industries are coming out of the China, and they are searching for a better, suitable replacement.
Yes.
We can grab this opportunity. This is a good opportunity. We can build a trust, and this is also being done by the government. The rules are being eased, the loosened. Minimum, the complete file procedure, Babugiri is doing, lesson being done, and the FDI norms are being changed for the direct investment in the sector. That will definitely boost this industry at a maximum extent. You see, what happens when you grab this opportunity, you see 2020, if you talk about 2020, prior to the COVID, there was a estimation, these reports are there. There was estimation that India was supposed to import 8.5 lakhs crores items of 8.5 lakh crores, which comes roughly 5% of your GDP. This amount of the articles or the things we are importing, we are supposed to import from the China in 2020. So this scenario, this time has come. Yes, we should focus on our system of the medicine, or our system of our sector, and the policies are being reframed, redesigned. You will be happy to know the FDI, Ayush sector has already done 100% FDI. Allow the foreign direct investment in Ayush sector, 100% FDI has been allowed in Ayush sector. In our sector, we have allowed 100% FDI. We should also do some more things on a technology. We should do something commercialization or our domestic technology. You were talking about, we should start from very small things. You talked about the sanitizer. I would like to share that in India, studies have shown there is a 15% growth of the hand sanitizer. Estimated growth rate is 15%, even more. And there is 110 crores estimated business of the hand sanitizer. And even if you talk about the global, there is a 350 billion liter, 350 billion liter demand of the hand sanitizer is there. So this, though it looks very small, we could focus from this also. In addition, there is huge demand because the time has come. This COVID, yes, it could be, we pray it go early, but it is not a fine day will come. Yes, from 11th of this month, COVID will be out. It is not going to happen. Believe it, it is a true, it is a known fact, everybody knows. There is no lining from where outside that lining COVID is out. So definitely, we have to live and change normal condition. There will be demand for spacing, altered normal. There will be demand for masses. You see, impregnated masses, hardly few companies, not in India, best of my knowledge, across the India are doing high-end masses like silver nitrate, AgNO3, impregnated masses, which are the anti-infective masses. This could be one area of the importance. If you can impregnate or if you can do coating of our traditional systems like Katute, what we call, there is some system in our traditional system. There are certain temperament or certain types of the medicine. You may not be able to understand Katute Kashai. We say there is some taste to it. If you impregnate these mass with the juices of Katute Kashai medicine, definitely it will work as a barrier. So when any infection comes down to your mask level, it will not go, it will not travel, it will not travel further. So high-end mask could be a good option. Another you talk, the nasal gels. what I was talking, the gels cooling down of China has done research on this. It did act as a biofilm. Biofilm which stopped. This is not written thing. This is a paper has been published. China has published for SARS. This cooling, this powering of the oil. You can pour on sesame oil, or you can pour on this thing. What do you call? Very oil, or any this thing. It works as a biofilm, and it stops the progress of the virus into the body. Entry level you block by the nasal drops or the nasal gels or by the gargle, what I said. So this nasal gels could be good option. And in Ayurveda, if you talk about the my system, Ayurveda says Pratimas nurse. There are two kinds of nurse. Pratimas nurse means you can daily. If I recommend, I should not recommend at this platform, but being a scholar, I definitely recommend you use our Anu tail. What you have, I had that Anu tail is a drop, nasal drop. You use one drop in each your nostril, keep your hand down, and use and see the dramatic result. Even your upper respiratory tract infection, either your sinus has gone, either the migraine is gone. You see, you experiment it is very, very cheap and simple. So this nasal gels, the industry could be very good. This thing you can work upon very well for this PPE kits and ventilators. There is still demand of the ventilator. I said more than 5 lakh demand in US, and only US is having roughly 3.5 or 3.6 lakhs of the ventilators. Ventilators could be a good option. Even our country is not, to best of my knowledge, is not sufficient enough to have this sufficient number of the ventilators. PP kits, yes, our government has taken good initiative. PP kit is being now exported. I'm not having the data how much being exported, but PP could be good. And now the measures could be also Manrega stage. Earlier, the UP government is doing. They are categorizing. They are identifying. Scope of the Manrega labor, this displaced labor, which has come down from other state to their native state. They are traveling across the borders. They may be employed in their own state, and the ambit of the Manrega should be opened for the self-help group. My understanding is this: if the self-help groups which are working in the closer society, if these people or the people involved in the harvesting, if the ambit of the Manrega scheme is extended to them also, this could be good employment generation to the primary sector, to the labor sector. This could be a good option, and they will not go back, or they will not again displace from one place to another place. And PDS system, government has already done, so I will not speak and done. Universal PDS, public distribution system, definitely the government has done excellent good work. I am not praising any government, but this is a really truth. Yes, public distribution system should be universal. If you are having one card, if it is being used, there should be no problem. There should be no problem. Either I am residing in Delhi, or I am residing in Karnataka, or I am residing in somewhere else. I am Assam, Northeast. So if the public distribution system, what I have learned, I have seen this thing in media also, the government is now trying to rope in the PDS system universal. If it is done, it could be a very good option. And if you talk about even what is interest, if you talk India Global Week Summit, couple of days back, PM has said there is increased interest in a body natural defense mechanism. And definitely there is Ayurveda and yoga. Our PM has said in this thing India Global Week Summit 2020, definitely what could be answer? Definitely answer lies with us. I can say at any platform, the answer for immunity boosting lies with us. Us means Ayush systems. We have the proven. I will like to quote here, but if you see, Kutir Udyogs are there. They are already doing. They are manufacturing. The small scale industries are manufacturing Chomprash, or they are Sugandha powders, or some small. If they are supported at the extent, definitely it is going to be very good. You see, ashwagandha, everybody talks about the ashwagandha. I will like to quote their research. There is a T1, TH1, TH2. There is a cytokinin storms. There is a ratio TH1 to TH2 ratio. This actually defines about the real therapeutic purpose of the medicine. And in the SARS-CoV, in the mice model, it is found that the hydroalcoholic extract of the ashwagandha, dose-dependent manner, it improves TH1 cytokinase. This level should be maintained, and this is not my statement. You Google it. The every good best teacher is Google right now. Everybody is doing. You Google this thing, and you will find this. You will find this on the this. Yes, it is available. It is not a statement, and we are there are Indian rheumatology session was also there. There are publication where ashwagandha has compared with a hydroxychloroquine (HCQ). And we are doing with KGMC and other institutions the parallels of hydroxychloroquine with ashwagandha. We are working on those things. So these, yes, mobile online teaching system, app system, these could be good options. This would be good option we can work upon. And I talk about impact, the psychological impact. Though I'm not very strong, you people know better. But what I have learned is this keeping isolation has created a panic.
Yes.
A phobia in a common people. Paranoid stage has developed. Either the people are depressed or hyper anxiety stage has come. The obsessive compulsive disorder has happened. People wash their hand n number of times. People are doing exercise more than their body strength, which is not educated. Half body strength is educated for the exercise. People are doing this. People are taking medicine from this, your social cycle media, which is what I say, infodemics. I say this is an infodemics. A lot of rubbish is being circulated in the forms of research. So this all has created. You can see this. There was some research. There's a research for lean scientists who have seen that 50% of his population was having mild to moderate depression. 16% of doctors were depressed. So this is creating a kind of the panic, a kind of the this thing for isolation. And even WHO has given, if you see, WHO has given the guidelines for social and psycho aspect, how to deal with this social during lockdown, how to curb this. So these impacts, these have created huge problem, but definitely there is answers. We need not to be panicked. We need not to be depressed. With definitely preventive measures could be a good option. Preventing social distancing, we all know safe hygiene practice. Everybody knows our social media, keeping distance, washing hands, frequent. This could be a measure. And definitely, I will suggest use immunity promoter drugs. Either it is Ayurveda, it is Unani. These all are available. These all are the good options. And I will like to put here one good thing. It is seen the export of the ashwagandha and giloy. The market has doubled.
Yes.
In my lifetime, I am working in the sector for more than roughly 28, 30 years. I have never seen the queues standing outside the clinics of the traditional practitioners and the shops. So this is a huge opportunity for the export also, because our competitor was the traditional system of the China, and the China, there is a shift from the China. So there will be demand for the herbal medicine, herbal products across the world. So this opportunity we can good. And with this, what I had frequently in this short of time I shared with a small prayer, Sarve Bhavanti Sukhina, Sarve Santu Ninavaya, Sarve Bhadrani Paschantu Ma Kaschid.
Oh.
This I pray, this is our motto.
Thank you so much. That was so informative and so insightful. Thank you so much, Dr. Srivastava. That was wonderful. We have lots of questions actually in the chat box. So I'm going to quickly go through them and see, since we are running short on time, let me see how we can deal with this question. Okay, so I have one question from before actually. This is regarding, the holistic treatment of Ayurveda that you talked about. And we know that Ayurveda can and has played also a very important role in the recovery of COVID patients. So as per, the layman's knowledge, the first Ayurvedic hospital which has been totally dedicated towards COVID healthcare is Chaudhary Brahm Prakash Ayurved Charak Sansthan in Najafgarh. And there has been a noticeable recovery of patients with Ayurvedic treatment. So can you throw some light on how many other Ayurvedic healthcare centers are there in the whole of India which are actually dedicated towards COVID
Yeah,
healthcare?
yeah,
Yeah.
very nice question you asked. Very relevant question you asked. But I will start with this way. Health is a state subject. First, I will say. So the implementation lies with the state government. So I may not be able to give you exact data right now, but I will definitely say, if you talk about the Delhi right now, yes, Chaudhary Brahm Prakash Nazafgarh Hospital, run by the state government, was the first to introduce COVID center. Now we have All India Institute of Ayurveda. There's a tertiary state of art at Sarita Vihar Hospital, the tertiary healthcare center. We have a dedicated center for COVID at there. And in addition to this, Tibia College in Karol Bagh, in Tibia College, there is a hospital. Tibia College, it is a UG PG college of Ayurveda. It is also a dedicated center for the COVID. I will like to share here very quickly that here we are not only doing prophylactic, we are managing mild to moderate patients. Having a mild to moderate degree of infection, we are treating, and that is being allotted by the contemporary science also. The patient in a emergency condition are shifted to the contemporary science. Mild to moderate symptoms we are managing purely based on the Ayurvedic or traditional system. In addition, Delhi government itself, in outer part Delhi, we have done intra Ayush integration. Homeopathic, there's a news in a paper also. Homeopathic and Ayurveda are both clubbed given, and there's a good response. You talk about one news was flashing a couple of weeks back in Gujarat secretary, health secretary there's a video available, you Google it. It was more than 200 cases where more than 97% response was there. People has got cured by this. Negative from corona positive to negative. Siddha system, one of the brother of our system, Siddha system, which is mostly practiced in the southern part, which is more close to Ayurveda. They are Kudineer. They are giving Kudineer, and this Kudineer is doing negative viral load in 7 days. Similarly, UP, we are doing with the KGMC. We are doing trial with the BHU, Institute of Medical Sciences. We are doing trial, we are imparting also. So similarly, across the country, we are doing in Gujarat also, we are doing in Madhya Pradesh. You will know, I would like to share Madhya Pradesh government, when the COVID started spreading, they introduced the Ayush Quat to them.
Yes.
We have advocated Ayush Quat. You must be knowing
Yes.
Ayush Quat we have advocated. It has started the giving. This is a wellness. This is a wellness formulation, and this has been advocated, and each and every component, very quickly I would like to say, has an antiviral, anti-inflammatory property, and time tested. It is written in the books. It comes with the tulsi, it comes with the ginger, it comes with black pepper, this dalchini, and we are doing to satisfy the contemporary scientific generation. We are doing the studies at IIT BHU. My institution has worked for this study with IIT BHU Varanasi. We are doing for these all in silico studies, which says the probability identified. So similarly, we are doing trials for these also.
No, great. And you've just answered my second question, which was in relation to Ayush Quat.
Yeah.
So, sir, like you said that you are treating mild to moderate patients of COVID-19.
Yeah.
You know, Ayurvedic.
I would just like to interrupt you. Ayush Quat is a wellness quat. You can take as a wellness quat, not as a treatment. It is a better. It could be taken on a regular basis. It could be taken. It is a wellness quat. In treatment, we have a battery of the preparations, herbal preparation, herbal metallic preparations are there, which are definitely effective.
So how is this happening, like in all the other government hospitals where COVID patients are taken care of? So you are combining allopathic treatment and Ayurvedic treatment together?
No, if you talk about these centers, what I talked about, they are doing exclusively Ayurvedic treatment. No modern treatment is given. This strength I want to share. This disease, don't be panicked. This disease could be managed if it is mild to moderate. If there is extremely low oxygen level, definitely it has to be given oxygen. It has to go as per the emergency situations. However, if you follow all our regime, dietary regime, daily regime, dincharya, seasonal regime, definitely you take the quath, definitely you are not going to be affected. Make social distancing, avoid contact. This will solve the problem.
Great. So we
And
have
some even KGMC are add-on therapy. Sorry, I want to add on this. KGMC and BHU are using as an add-on therapy also. We have grouped the standalone, preventive, promotive, and additive also. So we have doing research in various ways. Whether it is given standalone, yes, we are treating there. We are also doing research also. Same candidate we are doing research also as a standalone also, as a is given to the modern also. What the results are definitely encouraging.
So it totally depends upon the patient.
Yeah.
So, sir, like you mentioned about the clinical trials, which the Ministry of Ayush has initiated, and you have identified certain candidates. So is this more like a public-private partnership here that you're looking at? Or is it something that is internal?
Frankly speaking, we are not in a public-private mode. Frankly speaking, we are not right now in a public-private mode, but how few institutions are coming, like any institution is doing. If you have a strength of your good number of doctors are there, anybody who is saying it could be collaborated, the proposal should become. Right now, what we have identified institutions. We identified the institutions where the proposals have come. For the trial, we can give the permission. Yeah, trial, you give a candidate your proposal. We give the extramural research. EMR is a scheme of the government. EMR scheme. Under there's certain provision. Anybody could file that clinical trial project with a certain candidate or certain methodology. That could be handled by EMR. Over there, we give the finance also up to 70 lakhs finance. Ministry gives. It requires some requirements are there. That there is in a mission mode. I will like to quote in mission mode. We are dispersing the application. We are treating the request in a mission mode. Not like earlier 2 months or 3 months. We are addressing the things on weekly basis or day-to-day basis.
Yeah. So there is a question. Audience here, the most psychological difficulty should worry about becoming sick after touching a contaminated surface.
Look, this what I said. This is a anxiety and paranoid stage. Till so far, the information available with us, with the entire scientific community, this virus is affecting when it is in closed environment. If you are in a closed environment, it is droplet infections are. It is still not proved whether it is airborne infection or not. We have still very minimal information. It is not proven it is an airborne infection. It is a droplet infection subject to there should be some sufferer from that. Yeah. And if you are maintaining a proper distance, and if you are covering yourself with a mask, definitely you will be saved. It is nothing like this. You touch yourself. You got infected. Nothing like put your finger in your mouth. Nobody sees. And if you are suppose our frontline workers, our doctors are there. Yes, you see the population density. Though the cases are 8 lakhs in India, but still looking the population density, it is very less. Yes. Due to dietary habits and due to our inbuilt strength, immunity strength. So definitely you need not be such panic. Sometimes I touch you and you fear I am going this thing. Even yesterday, our health minister was saying, nothing like this. You are going outside and you are coming for 5 minutes and you are changing your clothes and your clothes are put in the washing machine. It is like that. If you think you are exposed to that environment, it is a general logic. If you are exposed to that environment, for instance, you went to some place where there are so many n number of patients are there, or you are even doctors, you are frontline worker, and you are staying 5 to 6 hours, you need to change your clothes, you need to wash your clothes. However, you got for a 5-minute exposure to your outside in a public place, keep the distancing. Yes, you can keep it in sun for an hour or two. That's more than sufficient. So
Okay.
need not to be such panic, such anxiety. It will harm you. The mental strength is much more important.
Yes. Thank you.
Over
Thank
there, ashwagandha is a good option. I always say, take ashwagandha. That is a very good option. Very good option.
Yes, yes. Sir, this has been amazing. I'll come to my last question.
Yeah.
And this is just regarding about you, about the Ministry of Ayush and all the government officials and all the healthcare workers, and the police force, everyone. They've been doing such amazing work. Like most of us have been homebound, and a lot of us have been working from home to keep safe, to feel secure. But your lifestyle has probably been totally different. You've been running on very tight schedule. Only I know. I mean, I've just been talking to you for 2 minutes, and you have such a tight schedule. So is there something that you can share with us, something of value that you've learned through this lockdown and the pandemic phase?
Yeah, you see, yes, lockdown period was long. It was roughly 2 to 3 months or 3 months. And those were partially or fully, not necessarily across the country. And just frontline workers, doctors, supporting frontline staff, our nurses, ward boys, police, essential service people, they all were engaged in the rendering their services. As far myself is concerned, I come directly to me, we were never closed.
Yeah.
My institution was open entire period. We had a flexi hours. Yes, because where my institution, we run OPD also there. Downstairs is OPD. Still there was a patient influx. So we changed our working in the flexi hours. But our institution was never closed. Number one. For the police, if you talk very quickly, I will share information. For the Delhi police, 80,000 of the police were given Ayush Raksha Quat. All India Institute of Ayurveda has distributed free of cost this Ayush Kwaha and the ready-made sachet form for boosting their immunity. Number two, if you talk about our lifestyle, it is a public platform, but I should speak. Yes, my day starts with early morning, not early. I am not an early riser, but I start really 5:30 or so with normal toilet habits and all that. I do pooling of what we call gandush. We do some medicated this thing, and if it is not available, I do with a turmeric water. If not, even I change frequently and I go saline water. I do regularly, daily. In addition to that, you have seen the yoga protocol ministry has developed. Again, you go on Google and search.
Yes.
The yoga protocol comprises 50 minutes. So this COVID period, I regularly do yoga. Entire set, I advocate also. I am your mentor. I am not a person. I'm not an idol to be followed. I am not a suitable person, but I will definitely advocate from this platform. Do yoga. Do yoga. All breathing exercises. Take as a breathing exercise. You may or may not have a faith. You do pranayam. Huge studies are available. I am not promoting my system. Huge studies are available about the positive effect of the pranayam.
Yes.
Good number of the scholars are there. I will suggest click on the Ayush protocol, Yoga Protocol 2014. That is a starting one. This has been designed. This has been drafted very carefully, incorporating various schools of thoughts. Very good thing. You do this thing. There is a seasonal regime in Ayurveda. This is the Grishma Ritu. It will end by 15th of the March or so. Take the sour, salty, moderate. Take the buttermilk. Take the light food. Do some evening, if you have a light food. If your hunger is for 4 chapatis or 1 cup of rice or 1 cup of vegetable, take 3/4 of that one. Don't take full stomach. Don't take full stomach of your diet. Take some. Regularly, you won't believe, I should not speak. We regularly take Ayush Quat by making our own cells. We take Timnospora, green herb. We add garlic. We add this thing, black pepper, and we add clove. We make it a traditional way. We reduce the 4 cup to 2 cup, 1/3, 1/4, here 1/4, and entire my family takes.
Lovely.
I will suggest, if you can't do, purchase from any good company Ayush Quat. take is your oral habit. Do gargling. If possible, when you go to bed, pour down 1 to 2 drops of any oil. Coconut oil sufficient, mustard oil sufficient, aloo tel sufficient, whatsoever it is available. Do it. I suggest you, I request you, do this. Take some supplement like ashwagandha, it is never going to harm you. N number of the formulation as a single ingredient or a compound formulation. I do take one chyawanprash also. One in morning, I take empty stomach. After doing brush, I take 1 spoon, tablespoon of chyawanprash. So I am not perfect man, but will suggest take chyawanprash is not, it is a rasayan, and this therapy and this system, rasayan therapy is supposed to play a very good role. So you take those exercises, it my thought, and it is, I'm sure you are not going to be affected by this, and keep our social norms, distancing, mask. You are not going, you will never will be infected by this. This is my strength, this is my belief, and this is my challenge also. To all of you, the people who are hearing, follow these things. Do mild yoga, regular yoga, do powling, do gargling, do take chyawanprash, do powling oil, and you see the results. Don't do something extraordinary. Be mentally strong, do some dhyana, you will be happy.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, I think that was fabulous. We learned so much from you and from this webinar, and I'm sure everyone who's participated here has learned a lot. Thank you once again. It was an honor, and I'll just share the last slide to thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Akshi, and namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Namaskar, and thank you everyone for
Stay
making
healthy.
this webinar a
Stay
very
healthy.
big success.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. And our next Balance webinar will once again be on Ayurveda, where we will be discussing about Prakriti and the right diet and how to make simple tweaks in your daily life to have a healthier lifestyle. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.